Welcome into the live stream here for McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal. That's Tyler.
What it is, sir?
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. It's Monday, August the 10th.
All day long.
Back to the empty nest, effective today. So we're kind of. That's a weird feeling.
Oh, is today the first day?
Yeah, today's the first day of. Yeah, basically.
I was
Carson left Friday.
Okay.
Campbell came in yesterday for the day, actually for the evening, because she had a thing in Memphis today. But then she's heading on back to Rogers after. She's stopping in Little Rock, having dinner with a friend, and then going to Rogers. So she's not coming back here.
So it felt like you just kept it going for a little bit.
So, yeah. So effective today, we're kind of.
Yeah. My men's are leaving the crib like next week, I think. And I was joking. I was like, Brock's leaving. He may never come back. I may never see him again. He'll be across town. I may not see him.
Yeah. That's good, though. One thing I've learned with college, if you see your college kid a lot, it means things aren't great.
Yeah. I may not see him. So, shout out. I told him if he leaves. And Aaron got all emotional because I guess she hasn't thought about it because both of my two older ones are going to Ole Miss. And so she's never really thought about it because Jackson lived in the dorm last year. And so he would come home a good bit to wash his clothes and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So we saw him about as much as we do anyway because he goes to his room. You may see him on Sunday, maybe 4 days. He may not come out of his room for 4 days. So nothing really changed there. With Brock, they're both going, and now they got an apartment. And so, we may not see him again. And so I told Aaron, I was like, it's probably the last time that they will spend the night in the house. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, when we have Christmas and stuff, they'll just go back to their apartment and spend the night. Oh, she didn't like that.
No, she probably didn't like that. You shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, that was bad.
Even though that was
bad
true.
judgment.
Even though that was true, that was a bad call on your part.
Bad judgment there.
Bad call.
Bad call.
We're gonna get rolling here in a minute. I do want to ask a favor.
How about that?
Don't ask a lot of favors
here
on the show. Do us a favor, if you would,
please.
You can obviously continue to watch us here at MPW Digital. That's fine. But do subscribe to our other YouTube channel, McCready and Siskey. There's a reason for that. In this, over the course of the football season, there will be shows, not of this show necessarily, but in general, McCready and Siskey products that will air on that YouTube channel and not this one because of concurrent podcasts and such. So if you go over there and subscribe, I've put the link in the stream. You can find it. I'll put it in there again in a little while in case the stream makes it where it's hard for you to catch it. But if you would, go over there and subscribe. That's all we ask. It's free. Won't cost you anything.
Free of charge.
I guess you can comment and say something horrible. That's fine.
As long as you subscribe.
But
that's my rule with TikTok. Talk all the shit you want to talk.
Just subscribe.
Just hit the subscribe button. Yeah. That's all I care.
If you'll do that, that would be great.
Seems fair.
It's the one that, yes, it is. Thank you for pointing that out. Exactly. It is the one that, Stephen, I appreciate that. It is the one that used to be Cisco Kid Media.
Yeah, changed it and then going to be doing some things. Hopefully get announced soon. And then also Cole started this past week, which we're late to the party. Shout out. So Coach JB came on the show on Thursday, and I watched his show. And so you see how they do it. And, you watch Josh Pate's show, you watch Pat McAfee, and a lot of the Cole started doing with the thumbnails and clips and like segmenting the shows and putting it over there. And that's where the attention span of the people have gone. And that's just going to help grow. And if we did that like I told Neal, if we did that on MPW Digital, it would kind of cloud up the feed to where you were like, it's not MPW Digital anymore. It would cloud out all the other shows. It'd be too much it'd probably be a hindrance to MPW Digital, and obviously don't want that. So if you guys could do that, it'd be much appreciated. We got some stuff cooking here for the fall. Hopefully get announced here in the next couple of weeks. How about that?
Just by the way, if you no, I'm not going to do that here. I started to say if you are a college, well, if you're a college sports fan, I'll put the link in here to the Ole Miss site because that's my day job. But this applies to if you're a Missouri fan or an Alabama fan or an Auburn fan or a Tennessee fan or LSU fan or whatever the case may be. A reminder that 24/7 Sports has a 60% off for new subscribers that's in place right now. That I'll enter the promo code here if I can get it to work, where you can get 60% off your first year. This, I think, runs through September 1st. So you got a little time. But if you're looking for a place where you can get strong college football content, here's the season's gone on. That's a good one. That's the Ole Miss code, but you can find it. You can go there and you can subscribe to, if you're Georgia or whatever, you can do that. Love to have you at Ole Miss regardless. As someone who covers Ole Miss, I'd appreciate that. But if you're not wanting to read Ole Miss stuff every day, you want to read Georgia stuff every day, Florida stuff, whatever the case may be.
Tennessee. Vandy.
Yeah.
Missouri.
Chris Lee runs the Vanderbilt site. Gabe Jarman runs
good people.
Missouri. Lots of good guys. Jason Caldwell covering Auburn. Good dude.
Glad you said that. I got to do some interviews that I forgot to text somebody back on. Good. Appreciate you saying that.
Nice.
That's what you're here for.
That's what I try to do.
That's what you're here for.
All right, we'll get rolling. Appreciate everybody.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and hit the bell. You hit the bell. That way you ideally get notifications when we go on the air.
It'd be a good idea.
Welcome into episode 374 of McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal McCready in the Clark Ford Studios, joined, as always, by one Tyler Siskey.
What it is.
Here on this Monday. It's Monday, August the 10th, 2026.
It is. All day long.
It's 2026 degrees outside.
Close.
Accordingly, it is quite warm.
Close.
Quite warm outside. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope you had a safe weekend as we get closer and closer to the college football season. We're with you today, as we are almost all days. I can't believe I lost this.
I got it by heart.
It's okay. I pretty much memorized it. I don't always trust myself to memorize it. And so I'm...
you got a lot to memorize, though, because you got 864, 212 shows. You're the world's busiest podcaster.
I do have a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of... And I said this yesterday in my 10 weekend thoughts, that if my thoughts sound scattered, it's because they are. and that was the case today. But this show, what I need to do is pour myself a rain.
I did.
300 milligrams of natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push your limits, achieve your goals. You can learn more if you go to Instagram and go to Rain Body Fuel.
Neal, your boy is rocking with the white haze today.
White haze.
As speaking of haze in the brain, we're rocking with the white haze today.
Yep.
Get your mind right. Nice little light summer flavor there. Got to have some rain going today. Got a busy day. Been busy all day. Been grinding. And we'll continue to do that when I leave here today. But Neal.
Yeah.
As always, this show is also brought to you by the official RV dealer of McCready and Siskey. And you're saying, hey, who is the official RV dealer? Because I remember Siskey talking about it. It's County Line Campers. That's right. Summer may be winding down, but camping season is only getting started. Whether it's cooler weather or football right around the corner, beach trips or family campfires are right around the corner at County Line Campers in Gulfport, Mississippi. That's right. The Gulfport Metropolis, as they call it. County Line Campers right now has a crap ton of brand spanking new RVs, plus pre-loved RVs. Also with Coast Only same-day service center. So as all the people listening, you're getting ready to go tailgating, you're getting ready to drive your RV up to your school, wherever it be, and park it and get ready to go to the game, or you're going camping, or you're taking little Johnny and you're throwing the worm out and trying to, what doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Go see our good friends at County Line Campers, I-10, exit 38, in the wonderful metropolis of Gulfport, Mississippi. Check this out. This is a new one. This is pretty awesome, actually. You can go to countylinecampers.com right now, and you can schedule a live demo with their sales team. How about that? You can go schedule a live demo, and they'll take you through and walk all the stuff through.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even have to be there.
Incredible.
You don't even have to be there.
Incredible.
So make sure you give Rob, Miss Destiny, everybody a shout out. Go see them on social media. They do great videos. They're very funny, very entertaining. Follow them on all the socials at countylinecampers.com. Neal, we're also brought to you by another official sponsor. I'm not in mid-season form today. I apologize. I'm scattered.
I was going to say, you're not about to say the other official.
Yeah. I'm scattered a little bit today.
I was like, they're not going to like this.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
We're also brought to you by Prime. That's right. GetPrime.com. GetPrym.com. And what are they, you're asking? They're a modern at-home lab testing kit that puts you in control. What you do is you go to GetPrime.com and you look at all their panels and everything that you need because it fits for everybody. Everybody, man, woman, it don't matter. Even some of you WNBA players, it fits for you too. All right, so go to getprime.com. Check out the kit that you need to get right there. They will send it to you. You do it. It's like literally the easiest thing you've ever done. You put it back in a box, 24 hours. You're going to have clear results right to your own personal dashboard. How about that?
How about that?
Right to your dashboard. And they're going to get you. It doesn't matter if you're looking for your energy levels, your hormones, your metabolism.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Peptides. It don't matter. You go to getprime.com, get your kit, check it out. They'll get you hooked right on up. And check this out. When you go to getprime.com and you go to checkout, make sure you enter the promo code MPW. Because what is that going to do? That's going to get you 20% off of your first order. So go to getprime.com and take your health into your own hands. How about that?
How about that? That's unbelievable.
How about that?
20% off.
That's pretty good.
That's
great.
1/5 just chopped
all day
off right there.
I mean, I heard
1/5.
You know, before Common Core started, it was definitely 1/5. Yeah. I don't know since Common Core.
Yeah, it's true. Now,
you know,
well, we don't want anybody to fail. So right now, 19%, whatever. It's close enough.
You know, I wake up every day wondering, like, I think I'm starting to feel like all the old people felt all the time. Like, I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Just walk outside, find the cloud, and start yelling at it.
I'm there.
Effing cloud.
It's on many levels.
Yeah.
It's like every day.
Yeah.
Every day. So anyway, I didn't put this on the list. I got to tell you something funny. I haven't told you. I don't know if it's funny, if it's tragic. I don't know quite the words here.
Okay.
I got just some crazy news over the weekend. All right. So my mother was having, she's probably listening. She's going to mother freak me when she hears this. My mother was getting the house worked on.
Okay.
All right. Something
in Alabama. Okay.
Getting something very particular with a house, not just the house, just something that comes with a house that needs work.
Finally getting a bidet. Is that what you're saying?
No, wasn't that. Because I don't want to out the guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he's got a particular deal. And so she had the same guy had been, you know, I guess a few years ago had come and worked on the thing and was sitting there and something came up. I don't remember. And she said, "Now, what's your name again? Because you did a great job. What's your name if I need help with it in the future?" And his last name was Siskey.
Okay.
Well, Neal, there's not a whole lot of us out there.
No, not a lot of Siskies.
Not a whole lot. There's like 83 of us. The last time I counted, I went and looked. There's like 83 of us. So, Neal, you know, like when you're young and you're told things and you just believe them, like you don't even think, like it's truth because you were told things when you were younger.
Like the tooth fairy.
Like the tooth fairy. You don't ever go back to, changing anything, right?
Yeah.
Well, so my mother goes, "Well, I used to be a Siskey, and she goes, "Well, my son is a Siskey." He goes, "Oh, I know all about him."
Oh.
Mom's like, okay.
Okay.
Turns out he's my uncle.
Oh.
Didn't know I had one. Also have an aunt. Never knew I had one. Found that out this weekend. But here's the thing. All right. I got to tell you this. You know how
I have a lot of questions.
Okay. Hopefully this will answer it. So growing up in Anniston, Alabama, Calhoun County,
right.
There were another, like I don't know. I may have been 10, 11 years old.
Another set of Siskies?
Probably the last time I ever thought about it. Okay. I just didn't know how rare you're 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And I was told at an early age that, there's some other Siskies that live in this town, but we're not related to them. I just like, okay, cool. Never thought about it again.
Yeah, sure.
And anytime, every once in a while, every couple of years, like, hey, you know this Siskey? You related to him? I was like, no, we're not related. Yeah. Turns out.
So what is the relation, if you don't mind me asking?
So to my understanding that the aunts and uncles that I knew growing up.
Okay.
All shared the same dad. So my grandfather. that I
Oh.
never knew because he passed before I was born.
Was this from
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I know this.
I mean,
it was never told to me by anybody. Well,
so was this a secret family he had?
I'm just now. I'm in the early stages here. But
Okay.
yeah, that kind of took me off guard a little bit because I had been told this by multiple family members before. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that y'all were not related.
yes.
So they actively wanted you as a young person to believe that these were not relatives so that you
Yes.
just stop asking questions.
And so
When in reality, they knew that they were lying to you, which begs the question, why were they lying?
So come full circle, right? So
Mhm.
my uncle passes away years ago, and in his obituary, it was listing, survived by brothers, sisters, all that stuff. Mentioned this guy's name.
Okay.
I thought it was a mistype or whatever, and it was just some like by marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know or whatever. No, it mentions them by name. So I just went on and thought that we were not related. So apparently, shout out to all the Siskies and Aniston.
Okay, but again, here's the question I have. Obviously, people lied to you as a child.
Mhm.
They thought that they were lying to you for a good reason. They thought that it was a appropriate lie.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I'll try to my best to figure that out. But I don't know. Shout out to Grandpa. I mean, I don't know. Never met him. I'm sure I'll find out one day.
Now, this was your mother's father?
No, my dad's.
Your dad's father?
Yeah. My biological dad's father. So he passed the year before I was born. So yeah, didn't know that. My mother didn't. How about this? My mother did not know it either. And my mother was obviously married to my dad for a while. She didn't know it. She was caught off guard as well. So yeah, there you go. So maybe one of my maybe that's some of my kinfolk can like reach out to me and let me know the truth. That'd be awesome. I'm just curious. I mean, it's not going to affect my day. But it's kind of
you're cool with whatever you discover.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of that going on, by the way.
Because we've been doing a lot of rap lyrics. These would not be rap lyrics, but they would be lyrics.
It's more like a country song.
It's actually a song by the Temptations, 1972.
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
That is the one.
I know that one. I would play the music, but TikTok wouldn't. I mean, YouTube wouldn't like that. It
was the 3rd of September. That day I'll always remember. Yes, I will. Because
Grandpa
was the day that my daddy died. I never got a chance to see him. Never heard nothing but bad things about him. Mama, I'm depending on you to tell me the truth. Mama just hung her head and said, son, Papa was a Rolling Stone. Whenever he laid his hat was his home, and when he died, all he left us was alone. Papa was a Rolling Stone, my son, yeah. Wherever he laid his hat was his home, and when he died, all of us was alone. All he left us was alone.
Yeah, I say all that to say this. Apparently, the uncle watches the show. So, hey, I didn't know.
It's a bit.
It's
okay.
I didn't know. I apologize. I had no idea. So, yeah, I got an aunt too. So I just didn't know.
How about that?
I don't even know how to segment off that. I told you I had to. I just said the hell with it.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Shout out.
You've heard me talk about BetterHelp for a long time, but I don't know that we've actually ever talked about how much people love this service when they use it. You can check it out yourself at betterhelp.com/reviews to see amazing customer reviews in real time. The reviews are updated every day with hundreds of people saying how much they love BetterHelp and how helpful it's been to them. Please visit betterhelp.com/reviews to see for yourself. More than 6 million people have used BetterHelp globally. The consistent feedback from real users makes it easy to see why so many people continue to choose BetterHelp. BetterHelp makes it easy to get started. After a few questions, get matched with a therapist based on your needs and switch therapist at any time if it's not the right fit. See the reviews, see what stands out, and see if BetterHelp is right for you. Visit BetterHelp.com/MPW. That's BetterHelp.com/MPW. 'Cause 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 'Cause
All right.
There's your transition.
Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, let's get into it. News of the week, or the day, actually. The College Football Playoff Committee executives are scheduled to meet today via Zoom, I take it, to further
Microsoft Teams.
Or Microsoft Teams.
Microsoft Teams, I bet.
Probably. To further explore playoff expansion.
Because there's no set plan in place for 2027. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
We have a 12-team playoff this season, 2026, and then nothing is set moving forward.
That's why, like, you know how sometimes I have hot takes, and then sometimes they're educated hot takes?
Yeah.
It was a very educated hot take to tell you that this year is going to be the last SEC championship game.
Okay.
So, yes, I believe going forward in 2027. So, here's the thing when it comes to playoff expansion, and I kind of want to just be real with it. Okay. And because people get so angry because they pick a side and that's all they're going to do. And look, I don't think I think if you look at the college football playoff, okay, you got to understand why people have the sides that they have. Okay. To better understand the problem here. Obviously, all these conferences are for expansion. Well, in the SEC. Okay. Now I want to say this before I even get started. If I was Greg Sankey, I would be doing the same thing because that's not his job. Isn't to worry about college football. His job is to worry about the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, look,
Tony Petitti's job is to worry about the Big Ten,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, right now, Greg Sankey knows that college football. He doesn't really care about college football. His constituents are having revenue problems. Okay. They need all the revenue that they can generate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, he's got this thing called the SEC championship game.
It's a big revenue.
It's generating about $100 million.
Yep.
Okay. So in the event of expansion, okay, if the playoffs were to expand, okay, there's two reasons why Greg Sankey doesn't want. And again, if I was Greg Sankey, I would be having the same stance. So I want to say that to start with.
Yeah.
Even though I believe that a 2014 playoff is the best.
But you're not the commissioner of the Southeastern Conference. I'm not the commissioner of
the Southeastern Conference. I'm
Correct.
not the commissioner of college football, but this is why he's having the stance he's having and fighting it.
Yeah.
One, because a further playoff expansion is going to cause to end the SEC championship game. And so immediately he's lost $100 million of revenue. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. And particularly in the world that we're in right now, it's a lot of money. Okay. So that's reason one. Reason two, okay, that nobody wants to talk about publicly, but we're going to talk about it here. Okay. ESPN is connected to the SEC. ESPN has the rights of 11 of the 12 playoff games. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of further expansion is going to open up those other for broadcast rights. So now ESPN is going to have to pay more money for that or
lose them.
Mm-hmm. Which is going to go to what company, Neal?
Fox.
Probably Fox. And guess who Fox is behind?
The Big Ten.
And guess what Big Ten's their stance is?
Expand,
right? So,
sure.
So this is all about money, literally and figuratively.
Why do you think so many people in our sphere, meaning media, podcasters, kind of thing, can't figure this part of it out?
They don't want, because they either they don't know what goes on behind the curtain, or they're in this bubble that they don't want to accept it. Okay.
All right.
And look, a 2014 playoff, and look, they're talking expanding at 16 or whatever, and then there's this thing where, hey, we're going to go to. It's really the next expansion. The ESPN allegedly is, and I know Ross Dellinger had reported some, and Josh Pate had reported something yesterday about a 20-team playoff. I had not heard about the 20-team playoff that Josh was referring to. So whoever he got it from must know their shit because Josh is good. I had not heard that one. I have heard this one that ESPN and the SEC are trying to talk about, and that's basically still a 12-team playoff. Okay, but they're going to have play-in games. Okay, that would basically substitute the revenue generated for an SEC championship game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be 16 teams, but it's actually going to be a 12-team playoff with 4 teams trying to get into that 12.
9 versus 16 and on to get to the 12.
Right. So they're trying to create an extra play-in game, right? But whatever, right? So that's kind of it doesn't matter from that standpoint. But I'll say this. The FCS has been doing this for years. And you still got the bowl games. And I'm not talking about the Independence Bowl. I'm talking about like the Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl. You still got those bowl games that have to be a part of this. And that's why from the very beginning, the FCS has been doing this a long time. Again, this is where the revenue would have a problem because you wouldn't really have that revenue unless he was able to get some kind of agreement on the side with ESPN. But a 2014 playoff would allow 16 home games. okay, and the amount of revenue generated from that per the school would be, I mean, it's program changing, right? And so that's why I'm a proponent for the 2014 because one, the FCS has been doing this for years. Two is like we talk about like fan apathy, right? There is no fan apathy until you're out of the playoffs. Like I would go a step further. I think fan interest has grown in this era because every team feels like they have hope at the beginning of the year. In the past, that wasn't the case.
So an argument in your favor here, and look, I might be the 0.1% of humanity that doesn't really have a strong opinion on this topic. But I was reading something today, I want to say in The Athletic. I always love to give credit where credit is due. And it was about Major League Baseball. And I don't know that I have the exact number right, but I'm close enough to the number that the point's going to be proven. Okay, so everybody be cool. As of today, August the 10th, Major League Baseball teams, I think the regular season finishes on September the 27th. I think that's the end of the regular season. Most teams have 46-ish games remaining on a 162-game schedule. As of today, it's either 21 or 22 of the 30 Major League Baseball franchises are within 3.5 games of a playoff spot.
Because the way they're doing playoffs.
Major League Baseball has 3 divisions in each league, East, Central, West. So you have the 3 division winners and then 3 wild cards, meaning if you got it.
Yeah.
That aren't division winners. So you have the 3 division winners, 3 wild cards. The top 2 teams get a bye. 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. The division winner that finishes with the 3rd best record is guaranteed to be the 3. Then the best wild card's the 4. Next is 5. Next is 6. So you have 6 in the National League, 6 in the American League. 6 plus 6 is.
Oh, math. Before Common Core or after Common Core?
Well, hold on. I got to count. I went to ULM.
You wanted to go
12.
Oh,
12.
Okay.
6 plus 6 is 12. 12 of the 30 teams make the playoffs. Obviously, this has kept more fan bases engaged because as long as your team has hope to make the playoffs,
you're in.
You're in.
And like the argument is like
it is 12, right?
Because it is. The argument is like, that, people are going to start sitting out and all that stuff. Okay. But here's my point. Okay, fair. If you want to say, hey, the last
how long it took at ULM to count to 12? Because once you counted all your fingers, you always had to take your boots off.
What if you didn't have all your fingers?
Well, and sometimes you didn't, and that would really complicate things. But you have to take boots off and then figure out. It was just a lot. It was really, math was hard.
But the argument that some are making, well, this guy's going to sit out and all that stuff. Well, they haven't yet, and like, have you watched a bowl game? Like, has anybody besides me, probably not, watched like a bowl game in December in the last few years? Nobody's playing. That's worth shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you got to do that once a year, I mean, whatever. If you're that good that you're okay. But at the end of the day, I don't think as much as that. Well, if you do a 24-team playoff, you'll have teams trying to get seeds and all this stuff. They're not going to try to lose the game. I mean,
look, if a team is 11-0 and they've clinched a bye and they sit players,
they deserve it.
People do this in the NFL.
Playoff numbers going down in the NFL, Neal?
No. I mean, this is the thing. I get it because there's a lot. There is not a lot. There is a segment of college football fans who have done who've done the I don't like the NFL. Well,
Meatloaf Monday.
And I get it.
Taco
Tuesday.
It's
fine, but someone on our board today was debating pro versus amateur, and I'm like, this is not a debate. If you're at an SEC school, you're playing professional football. Sorry.
Minus the collective bargaining.
But it's professional football. Guys are getting paid. It's about money. You're getting paid. There's a system, a playoff system, and sort of following an NFL model makes sense.
Well, it works. And, like I said, and I will say this, and I've always said this, and I'll keep doing it until it happens, because I think it'll eventually happen. If they were smart, they would go to a 20. This is for the betterment of college football. It's not what's best for the SEC. It's not what's best for the Big Ten, all that stuff. If they were doing what's best for college football, They would go to a 24-team playoff. There'd be 16 guaranteed 16 home games. Okay. Do you know, like, these teams that are perennial top 16 teams?
9 through 24 would play in the first round.
Yes. And so 16 through 9 would host the first round.
Right.
Against teams 17 through 24.
Right.
The next round, the winners of those games would go
play
to
1 through 8.
And then you go to your Rose Bowls and all that stuff.
So you'd have 4, 5, 6, 7 bowl games.
You have the same amount you're having right now.
Yeah.
You have the New Year's 6 or whatever. It used to be the New Year's 6 plus wherever the championship game is.
Yep.
But if they were smart, because look, here's what's going to happen when they expand the playoffs. I'm just telling everybody what happens. Now, the downside of it that nobody's talking about yet that has to be done. Let's say we wake up in December and they're going to a 24-team playoff next year, Neal. Okay. The first people that have to go, we got to adapt, which we talked about before the show. You have to adapt or you die. Are the bowl games that aren't New Year's 6 games. Okay.
Yeah.
What would you, in your opinion, I'm asking, I don't even know what your opinion would be. What do you think the top bowl game is that's not a New Year's 6 game? Like a prestige. Like you think it's like, oh, that's a good bowl game. And it's not a New Year's 6 game.
I mean, the Citrus.
Yeah. What is now what? It used to be a Capital One. I don't know if it's changed.
I think it's back to being the Citrus.
VRBO maybe or whatever it was. Citrus Bowl.
Yeah, I think it's the Citrus Bowl.
But you got
Citrus, whatever the Outback is now, the Gator.
Holiday Bowl.
The
Holiday's popular out west.
Yeah.
Sun Bowl.
Probably not Sun Bowl.
But you get my drift,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music City Bowl. You get my drift of all these, right?
I think the Music City in a different world was about to become a real in the same way the Las Vegas Bowl was about to become a big bowl because people like going to those places.
Correct.
And the Nashville's going to have the massive stadium that's going to host a Super Bowl. So yes, Music City, Las Vegas, and I don't know what else.
All right, so those bowls, let's just take the Capital One Bowl since you said it first, or the VRBO Citrus Bowl. Their first pick is going to be Team 25. Okay? And so all of a sudden, you're already like, they've been going and getting like the top 15 matchups between the Big Ten and SEC, and they've been selling this bowl game. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, your first pick is going to be some team, is team number 25, and that goes down. The interest level on those bowl games are going to be even further than it was. Okay, down the shaft here. Okay, because you're taking away all those opportunities for them to go to have teams, right?
Yep.
They're going to have look. It's very simple. Just move your bowl game to week 0 and do exactly just like Ole Miss is playing Louisville in Nashville. Call it the Music City Bowl. Raise a shit ton of money. Sell your TV rights. Give NIL money to the players anyway. And guess what? It's going to be sold out. It's like I told someone on the live the other day. I think it was an Ole Miss fan that was asking me on this on the live. I said, as an Ole Miss fan, I think the guy that was asking the question was an Ole Miss fan. I said, as an Ole Miss fan, are you more interested in Ole Miss playing Louisville week 1 or the first game of the year in Nashville and watching it on TV? Or would you be more interested going, if I told you, hey, Ole Miss qualified for the Music City Bowl, which means they're probably 7-5, 8-4.
You went 8-4, and Louisville went 9-3.
Chambliss is not going to play. Lacey's not going to play.
Sure.
Franklin's not going to play. Eccles is not going to play. Kite's not going to play. And it's going to be cold, and none of your best players are playing. Would you go to that game? Would you spend your money to go to that game? Would you spend your? Would
some people would, but it wouldn't be a sellout.
But you get my point
here.
Look, like,
I covered the Gator Bowl a few years ago in Jacksonville on the night of January the 2nd. Ole Miss and Duke. It was a Duke team that, frankly, had one of the best seasons in their program's history. It was an Ole Miss team that had gone 9-3. That place was a ghost town.
Yeah.
Now, the Gator Bowl did a great job, by the way. I mean, you say that. The Gator Bowl people were awesome.
And I know you've had this
but there was nobody there.
I know you've had this point, too, and I'm sure the fans are going, but it's so hot week 0 in this place and that place. Like, guys, Neal, did you go cover practice today?
No, practice is not open to media.
Shocker. I know this is crazy. Shocker. That
it was hot.
Players are out there. It's not a safety concern. Now, fans, sure. But guess what? When you go and play in New Orleans in September, the shit's hot too. It's like it's hot outside. And so I don't buy the heat as much as the fans do.
I mean, I do because fans fans aren't going to want to go sit at a day game in Jacksonville, Florida, on September the 2nd. But the point is
have a week. Hey, have bowl week, okay, or every 2 weeks. Every night at 7 o'clock. If it's a hot game, you put it at 7 o'clock.
You know what I'm saying? There's ways around things. Sure. I mean, whatever. I mean, a lot of these bowl games, frankly, need to die. If we're just being honest.
And that's the other thing. They won't because of the politics.
But so, I mean, like the game in Boise.
Shout out.
There was nobody there.
No.
Like, I don't know maybe if you made that Boise versus Nevada in call it the Potato Bowl week 0, you'd get a better crowd. Couldn't do worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if you did like Boise versus UCLA?
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
there's ways.
You know how you get everybody to schedule this way and all that. I don't know.
You pay them money.
I understand. You pay the money goes straight to NIL, right?
That's how you do it. And every one of them. I mean, look, we see what they're doing.
That. The money goes straight to salary.
Yeah, NIL's long gone. All right.
It's amazing how fast NIL disappeared.
It never was a thing, though.
It was never a thing because there was no real market for NIL except for the very top players.
And it would surprise you, like I'm not going to out them, but like those, how the Dr. Pepper was like the first people to actually do. It would blow your mind how much they actually paid for that.
Less than you think.
Way less than you think.
It's like I had this conversation with somebody the other day. I'll leave the names out. They were working on a story. They've been on a series of stories, and
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, so I figured. They were working on a series of stories, and one of the stories, they had been to Arkansas. They talked to the people at Arkansas, and the people at Arkansas obviously are trying to get Walmart to invest in football. Because for those who aren't familiar with the University of Arkansas, and I'm pretty damn familiar with it at this point, financially, I'm pretty.
You've given more money to Arkansas than they have.
I've not given any to football, but I have given a lot to the school, which is appropriate since my kids don't play football. The Walton family gives a lot of money to the University of Arkansas academically.
Correct.
Now, the business school there is called the Walton College of Business. It's an excellent business school. See, there's a return on investment for the Waltons there. What might that be, you ask? Well, they get the first pick. They get to see all these kids that come from all over the country. Arkansas's got this really smart border state program. So kids from Texas and Mississippi and Louisiana and Oklahoma and Kansas and Iowa and any state that touches Arkansas, and frankly, a handful of states that don't, get tuition breaks based on scores and such. Mm-hmm. So a lot of those kids major in business, right? Supply chain, finance, accounting, et cetera, marketing, whatever. Walmart gets the top pick of those kids. There's ROI there. There's a reason to invest if you're based in Bentonville, Arkansas, which is 20 minutes from Fayetteville. There's incentive for you as a massive company like Walmart to invest. Internship programs where you get to really see them, weed them out, right? You get your claws in them before other people do. But what difference does it make to Walmart if Arkansas wins in football or not? Like, explain to me how, if you're Walmart and someone comes up to you and goes, all right, I'm going to give you two scenarios. One, Arkansas goes to the college football playoff 3 of the next 5 years. That's scenario 1. You're like, okay, good for them. That's good. Seems like nice people. Woo pig. Good for them. I know some Arkansas fans that live down the street, right? All right, Arkansas goes 4-8, 5-7, 3-9 the next 3 years and don't make the playoffs. It's too bad. What's in it for Walmart? And this applies across the board. I've been saying this for a while. There is no ROI for businesses that are big.
No, you get
does Nike give a shit if?
Well, that's the other thing people got to understand is that, like, Nike will do, like, when you look at Nike and what they're doing with players all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Like, they got Ole Miss players. They got every player.
They're investing in players,
but
not
they're
programs.
investing in players, not
Yes.
programs, and they're hoping that they go pro and they choose their deal.
1
they're
million.
They're betting on the come, right?
This is an investment.
Businesses now.
So again, there's ROI there.
Yeah, but if they're in order to do that, I don't even know if Walmart. Just to be clear with this, I don't know if Walmart would legally be allowed to do that because they're a publicly traded company. Their investors are. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they'd be allowed, but it has to be like the individual associated with one of the Walton people can probably do it on their own.
Yeah, but that's my point. Is you're seeing some stuff like this. You're finally seeing some people with NIL go, all right, wait a minute. There's no ROI on this.
Yeah, no. So,
which is another reason that this would be, if the Bulls could manage the money, you would see more games like this. Look, listen, if.
Well, right now they're trying to double dip right now, right? Because I think the Peach Bowl is actually putting on this Auburn-Baylor game.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to double dip, right?
Sure.
But the Peach Bowl can double dip because they already got the big game coming, right? They got the playoff game coming.
Well, there'd be nothing stopping the Peach Bowl from having the Peach Bowl and then having another bowl and having another bowl where you start moving some bowl games to Atlanta because you have an indoor facility, right?
They've done this. Peach Bowl anyway has put on, like when we went and played in Atlanta all the way back when I was at Alabama, like the kickoff. I think Ole Miss played Boise in that game one year. They had like they used to play on Friday and Saturday. They'd have 2 games and it was done by the Peach Bowl. So they've had other avenues, but I think that's the way. In my opinion, if you want the Independence Bowl to survive, if you want the Gator Bowl, Citrus Bowl, whatever, you want those bowl games to survive, they're going to have to move because I don't see them surviving when the first pick is pick number 25.
I will tell you from talking to some people that there are some bowls, and I think some of the smaller bowls are the ones that people are talking about, that have never gotten playoff caliber teams that feel like they could continue to function in this environment, getting teams that aren't playoff caliber teams and just having their bowl
Those
games.
can for sure.
Right, like the Independence Bowl, for example.
Those can for sure, but the ones, those fringe ones are the ones that'll be.
Because the Independence Bowl would only be tempted to move to week 0 if suddenly it was getting a completely different kind of matchup than the matchup it has today.
I actually think if they would do that, I think they could get a better matchup and they would actually make more money. It actually makes more business sense.
But then you're asking an SEC or a Big Ten team, hey, instead of playing a game in Oxford, Mississippi or Iowa City, Iowa, go play in Shreveport. At which point they go, why?
Because we're going to give you $10 million.
Yeah, but I don't think those bowl games can give you $10 million. Is my point.
I think you'd be surprised.
I don't think they have that kind of money.
I think you'd be surprised at what they could raise.
Maybe
through. I think you beat with TV rights and then obviously like
this is where I think you
ticket
start.
Sales and
this is
like
where
that.
I think you start segmenting, and this is where you just start prioritizing. Can the SEC and the Big Ten, and those 2 leagues, and that's it. Because we're going to get to this about the ACC in a minute. Because the ACC's fate was sealed over the weekend. Just FYI, completely sealed. I think
there's just a lot of sealing.
They're dead. The ACC died.
I don't know what that is. It just popped up.
We lost Instagram Live, but we're still going.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. The whole bowl thing, we'll figure it out. There was a feeling in Tampa among people, almost a resignation. These were SEC-affiliated people, right? There was, I think, a resignation that 24 is inevitable. But the league is doing the right thing by looking out for its own best interest.
I would do the same thing.
The interest of its media partners by trying to resist that as long as possible.
Yep.
Or making sure that if you give that concession, that you get something in return.
All right. Moving on. I know this is going to shock you, Neal. It's going to shock everybody. The Protect College Sports Act did not go to vote. You okay? Are you okay?
Well, I'm struggling with the shock of this. As you know, I've been saying for a few weeks that I thought this was a great piece of legislation, and I think the answer to everything is to go to the government. And I've always been a fan of how Congress sticks to the moment. They don't try to bring other things in. They don't get interested in special interests. Congress looks out for the United States of America. They look out for the citizenry.
Sometimes.
Congress is the people in Congress
supposed to
are 535 of the least compromised human beings on earth. These are the salt. These are the best that America can get. Alexandria Ocasio, whatever her name is. I mean, look at her today. She's saying, you know what? I'm going to freeze my embryos.
It's been real, YouTube. Good to see you.
She's so pure. These are good people.
If we're on TikTok right now, they just throw a big red X. This just come across your screen.
These are good people.
No.
So I was stunned that this piece of legislation didn't make it to the floor of the Senate.
It will be voted on in September whenever they come back, allegedly. It's on the docket.
Want to bet?
Can I give you your asterisk right here? The problem with that is, like, if you listen to everybody, and they're right, they're not reporting wrong. It's allegedly supposed to, I think it's September 15th, supposed to be on the docket. I think that's the day. I may be wrong on the date. It's going to be September. But here's the problem, Neal. That gives them 5 weeks on both sides to screw it up some more. So, look.
I mean, you saw what happened Friday, right?
Well, here's the thing. That's what I'm getting to. The most intriguing thing out of this whole deal, okay? I do believe that there was one little provision that got approved and got put on there. It got snuck in there that I text you privately. I said, this is the most interesting thing to me out of the whole deal. Out of all of it, out of the 5 for 5, out of the cap, out of the one transfer, out of everything that's going on with the Protect College Sports Act. The most interesting thing of the whole thing got snuck in there, and like 4 people talked about it. And I was like, how does everybody miss this? This is the most interesting thing.
Well, they did it on a Friday, which was smart.
In the Protect College Sports Act, okay, before Friday, okay, what it says, they were trying to prevent the super conference stuff. And so what it says, if once this goes into law, if you change conferences, you will be held as an independent for 5 years. And that didn't go over well with a lot of people. So Friday.
Well, that was one of the things when I saw that, I was like, this is never going to pass.
Right. So Friday, Neal, right before it was allegedly going to go to the floor or whatever they were trying to do, like they kind of snuck this in there.
Senator Moody. Where's she from?
No idea.
Florida. I know where she's from.
Oh, you do?
She's from Florida.
Okay.
What's her job? Looking out for the interest of the people of Florida. You don't think Senator Moody got a call from Miami and Florida State about this, do you? Because let me go ahead and tell you, she did.
All right, let me tell them because you and I know they don't. The most interesting part here is they snuck it in. You have, as a conference, if you're moving conferences, you have 180 days by the old math, and this is before Common Core. That's roughly about 6 months, okay?
Yeah, we never could count that
high
at ULM.
So that's roughly about 6 months, okay? You can give 6-month notice before it goes into law and be able to move conferences penalty-free.
Was it penalty-free, or did you still have to pay your buyout?
Well, you may have to pay your buyout, but you don't have to do the independent thing, which was the big no-no. So what this tells me is this. If for any reason, and when I text Neal, I put if, capitalize, dot, if this thing goes to vote in September and they say, hey, look where they go. This is going to go into effect when? It'll probably be July 1st, I imagine. August 1st next year is usually when they do everything. There will be a mass exodus of conference realignment that will take place in the next 5 to 6 months.
Yes.
Massive. I'm talking about everybody's got to get where they're going to go right now. So if anybody has thought about leaving their league, they are going to be, there's some moving and shaking going on. They are trying to position themselves to get in where they fit in. And then here's the other thing. And I would keep this is the other reason it's very interesting, Neal. I don't know if you've even thought about this. Watch for how people position themselves with the SEC and the Big Ten. They are going to sacrifice their unborn children to try to get in the SEC and the Big Ten.
Even AOC?
Not for the reason.
Because she was going to freeze hers.
We made it a whole 3 minutes. YouTube was almost back with us. All right. Watch how they try to fight, because as you and I both know, and all of a sudden everybody's starting to talk about it like, oh, no shit, you think. This is all leading down. We can take, this road has got one dead end, okay? It's ending.
A Super League.
Into a Super League, a breakaway.
Yep.
So they're going, and they know that the SEC is going to be in it, and they know the Big Ten's going to be in it. That's the only two that they know.
Yep.
Now, if I was a commissioner of college football, and Notre Dame, if I was a commissioner of college football, I think it needs to be the Power Five and then some, the people who actually spend money. But It's going to end regardless of whenever it's going to be. It's going to include the SEC and it's going to include the Big Ten. And so they're trying to position themselves right in the honey spot.
There's 35 schools that can feel pretty good about their spot right now.
Yes.
Everybody after
34.
that, everybody after
35.
35. Everybody after that, it's
positioning, right?
It's a going to market.
Yeah. And so there's going to be some deals cut. That's the most interesting thing that came out of this whole deal for me of anything. Now, it's still got a long way to go. But look, I'll say this. If this Protect College Sports Act falls on its face, which wouldn't surprise me, the breakaway is going to happen sooner than you think. That's the only road next. Who you got to tell me about over there, Neal? Tell me some good things.
There's just a lot. There's a lot. Listen, when people hear that Mint Mobile plans are only $15 a month, a lot of people wonder, what's the catch? Well, I can tell you from firsthand experience, there isn't one. There are no gimmicks. There's no gotchas. It's just unlimited talk, text, and data, fast, reliable coverage on the nation's largest 5G network, and an award-winning care team. I guess that makes Mint Mobile a catch. Mint Mobile took what's wrong with wireless and made it right with premium wireless for $15 a month. You can even bring your current phone and your number. Choose from 3, 6, or 12-month plans. Say goodbye to a monthly bill. Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile. It's so easy. Sign up online. Get 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/MPW. That's mintmobile.com/MPW. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/MPW. That's it. No catch. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speeds slower, above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. We are also presented by our great friends at Outdoor Underwriters. Everyone loves the outdoors, but you want to make sure that your hunt club or your timberland is covered. Outdoor Underwriters provides the insurance you need at a price that makes sense. Outdoor Underwriters also provides liability protection for occurrences arising out of activities and operations of your hunt club and its members, guests, invitees, agents, or employees. Take comfort in blind and tree stand liability, mobile equipment liability, hunting dog liability, and more. More, you say? There's more? Yes, there is more. They also provide standing timber insurance, timberland liability, prescribed burn coverages, guides and outfitters, and consulting foresters. I know what you're wondering. I do. I can see it in your eyes. Who endorses these fine people? Well, a lot of people do. The Wild Turkey Federation, for example. The Alabama Forestry Association. The National Deer Association. And the forestry associations of the following incredible states of our union: Florida, Texas, Tennessee, Arkansas, and of course, God's country, Louisiana. You can access these products through their association websites, or this is even easier because Outdoor Underwriters believes in making this easy. 866-961-4101. What if you don't have a phone?
What about it?
What if you're scared to call a number? You can go online, outdoorund.com.
How about that?
Outdoorund.com.
All right. How about shout out to the Akron Zips? Did you see this over the weekend?
I did not.
So the Akron Zips. You didn't see this?
No.
I look, one of these days, I wish to get to that point where I don't see stuff like this all the time. But this was awesome.
I'm good at this. You've gotten great. I'm good at completely being disconnected.
Yeah.
I got beat on a basketball coaching story this weekend. Let me tell you how far I've come as a human being.
I like it.
Ole Miss made a basketball coach. I cover Ole Miss for Rebels 24/7 on my day job. Apparently, 3-4 days ago, they hired an assistant coach. I saw it last night. Sent a text. Was told, yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, there was a time in my life when getting beat that badly, mauled, if you will, on my own beat, that I would have been disconsolate.
How would that have gone with a mobile press register?
Terribly. Oh my God. I would have been, my mental health would have been, my response last night was, oh, how about that?
We could have gone to a joint session. I could have talked about my long lost relatives and you could tell
Yeah. Yeah. And now I was like, whatever.
We get like a partner discount or something.
Yeah. And so I posted it on the board. I said, this was first. I don't know who first reported this, but it damn sure wasn't me.
Love it. That's good shit. So Akron, Neal.
Yeah.
Is if you buy season tickets,
okay,
they put this graphic out. It's gone viral. If you buy season tickets to their football games, then you get entered into a drawing. They're going to allow the winner to call the opening drive of their first home game.
Come on.
Yes. Yeah. So they're going to get the call. So now I kind of believe like Joe Moorhead. So Joe Moorhead's the head coach, former Mississippi State coach.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't even have an offensive coordinator. He is the offensive coordinator.
Okay.
Okay. Really, really good guy. Really smart guy. And so they're playing Robert Morris. Okay. And so a couple of things that, the way
Akron's going to kick Robert Morris's ass.
I'd imagine it's,
okay.
That's why they're not doing it against, Western Michigan or
Miami
somebody.
of Ohio,
yeah.
right.
So, but anyway, all these people have gone and they've sold out like all their suites and hot dogs and stuff. Like people have gone nuts. Like they're probably going.
Good for them.
And they may not have. So shout out, like very smart.
Yeah.
Now you may watch them play and you're like, well, there's nobody here. Well, because somebody in like Sasquatch, Alaska bought season tickets in the drawing. But
money's money.
Money's money.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the seat or not, they get paid for it, right? So
$77 for season tickets.
Yeah. How about that? So, but here's
are you going to buy some season tickets?
No.
For Akron? You can call the opening script.
No, I'm good. All right. I got to do plenty of that myself.
You did.
Yeah. 10 times. But here's I was thinking about this, over the weekend as I wanted to write it down. A couple of things you got to think about here. Okay. What if you're Joe Moorhead and you go out and then, Susie Q from down in West Texas wins it. She comes up and you come out there in the opening drive and you go right down the field and you score, and then you don't score the rest of the game.
Oh.
I mean, that could be.
Well, the good news is there's, other than the Akron paper, nobody covers Akron.
But people would be watching.
They would be watching.
Because it's going viral.
And everybody would say,
like all the Barstool guys have bought tickets and like Big Cat and all those guys have bought tickets. It's going viral. So people are going to cover it. That's one. Two is, what if you're like the defensive coordinator for Robert Morris? And
Susie drives down the field and scores.
Little Susie drives down the field and scores. Not going to be good.
Not your favorite day.
Not a day. Not the day that you want to be.
Yeah.
Like there's some things.
It's going to be a long day for the linebackers the next day in film.
Yeah, there's some things here that really open up for.
But look, when
craziness.
you're a program like that and you're trying to do things that make you relevant and things that get people excited, you have to come up with things like this, and that was smart. Good for them.
That was smart. But anyway, I thought that was crazy.
That's fun.
All right, I got something I want to talk about.
Okay.
And it relates to LSU's private, not so private equity deal. And I was talking about this on a live the other day. We have reached a stage to where, so basically, if you're under a rock, LSU is basically giving up 10% of their future media rights and those things. They can buy it back and all that stuff. So it's not technically private equity, even though they're raising money. They're doing it in $100,000 blocks. They're raising up to $100 million for 10% of like future media rights, future deals, right? So they're raising $100 million now, right?
Yep.
And so one thing that I brought up, this is why this is a critical part of something I want to talk about. How much does LSU spend on their roster this year?
I'm told it is just north of $50 million.
Okay. And that's football, correct?
Correct.
Is baseball going to spend any money?
At LSU?
Mm-hmm.
I would assume so,
Is
yes.
basketball going to spend any money? It depends on which one you ask. But are they going to spend any money?
Yes.
And then, you know what I'm saying?
Women's basketball, they spend some money.
It starts at women's basketball. So it starts at 50 and you're going a little bit more, right?
No, a good bit more, yes.
And now let's assume, let's just use a little bit of common sense here, Neal. Let's say this cap doesn't pass, okay?
Okay.
How much are rosters going to go up next year to field the same team? Because they've gone up damn near 100% every year. This year's about 75% where we're at.
I mean, I don't know.
We all agree they're going to go up, though, right?
I would assume.
Okay. How long is $100 million going to last?
Well, I mean, do the math.
Not long, right? A year and a half, 2 years max?
Yeah.
So what happens in 2 years if we don't have this fixed? What's next? You got to keep selling part of your athletic department? Like that's where we've gotten. And like, I hear people say, and my view of it, I want to get this clear is like, people say, well, the college sports is not broken. I see the TV people watching, the fans watching, and all that stuff. This is the part of me. Like, I agree. I think the fan interest is high as it's ever been. Okay. And because they have hope, but we're to a point, and look, it should be a warning shot for all universities because LSU's not broke now. And now they've reached a point to where they're having to do private equity, and people complain about the jersey patches and the field logo sponsors and all that stuff. Okay. But we've reached a point where a major program in this country, year in, year out, for however long you want to do it in various different sports, has to find outside investors through giving away 10% of their athletic department through media rights, future media rights. All right. So where do we go 2 years from now? They're going to sell more? Like, we're reaching, because I'm sure that's the last thing that they want to do too. I mean, we've reached the bottom of the barrel trying to scrape up revenue, and that should be a warning shot. And so if this thing doesn't get fixed, it becomes a point to where that's where the word unsustainable comes from. And you hear administrators and coaches and people talking about unsustainable. That's where it comes from, because they're doing everything short of giving away their selves to investors. And so that's where we've reached. And I just thought that was I was shocked a little bit that it got to that point this fast.
I'm not.
But I mean, I was shocked that if you told me somebody was outside, I'm trying to find somebody I'm thinking of a Kentucky or somebody that's, hey, they're trying to get competitive, so they're outreaching their deal, but like they've had help for a long time. And to be able to already get to that point, that should be a warning that if it happens to LSU, it can happen to Alabama, it can happen to Auburn, it can happen to Georgia, it can happen to anybody.
Sure.
And so we reached that point, and I just thought that I kind of took it as a warning shot to every other athletic department that this is probably, if we don't get this thing under control, that's probably going to be more frequent than not here in the next couple of years. I
mean, sure. I don't know. Everybody keeps saying unsustainable, and everybody sustains. Everybody keeps going, it's broken, and I keep going, it doesn't look broke.
I agree.
Maybe it is.
I agree that
I'm not saying I'm right.
I agree. Like I kind of see both sides of it. I don't think the interest level is broken. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
And with the interest level,
not.
You got marketing, you got TV deals, you got media rights, all that stuff, right? And that's where they're getting the shocker. That's where the money is coming from. But to me, if you're having to, this is kind of like, it's like going and selling your blood plasma. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like the last part of trying to raise money to be competitive. And now, how long is $100 million going to last in an atmosphere when you're spending that kind of money? And I mean, I don't think this is a 10. I mean, I think we can both agree this is not a 10-year solution. This is like a 1 or 2 year solution.
I mean, I think, look, I feel like I'm being a broken record. I will say this again. There is a solution. The solution is self-discipline.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's the solution. That's it.
Good luck.
Of course. But that is the solution. The solution is not the government. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do this for you. You saw over the weekend, this is what they do. They'll put something in there that sends money to Iceland. They're not going to do this the way that it looks on paper. That's not how these people are. So that's out. You might get a little help here and a little help there, but they're not going to fix your sport. They're not going to govern your sport. They're not going to regulate your sport. They're not going to do it. This is going to come down to people going, hey, we're on a budget. Let's live within the budget, whatever that means. It's what it means.
And here's why, and this is why that won't happen, though. And I agree with you, right? The reason self-discipline won't happen is the people making the decisions to spend the money, that have this say, hey, we're going to spend that. They're not part of your university. And the sooner, like, example, if you ask, like right now, you ask them, they'd have to think about it for a second. But Lane Kiffin is not an LSU fan. No more than Pete Golding is an Ole Miss fan. No more than Kalen DeBoer is an Alabama fan. Okay? Coaches and administrators, and now it's becoming presidents and everything else, they are completely trying to do they are kicking the can down the road. They are trying to self-preserve and keep their job as long as they can. Okay? They're independent contractors. They're hired mercenaries. Okay? And so if you leave it up to the hired mercenaries to make the decisions on spending money, guess what happens? They're going to spend money because that's what goes on their resume.
Well, these are highly competitive people.
Right. But
right.
You get what I'm saying?
Of
like
course.
they're not, it's not the board, the university board is not going, yes, we can spend $1 million for that linebacker. Who's making those? You see what I'm saying? Like,
of course.
That's why there's never going to be anybody saying any sense made of like being disciplined, because they are not. If the university board was in charge of delegating the money, maybe they would be responsible.
But at some point, you will have money. You will spend money that you don't have, and that will lead to a problem. And I don't know whether we're there or not. I'll be honest. I don't think and I couldn't be less connected to the common fan because I don't know, whatever. I don't have a team. I don't think fans care about all this. I don't think they care.
They don't, and I agree.
I think they go to the games. I think 90% of the fans don't even keep up with this, because if more than that did, I'd be rich. I think most fans just go to the tailgate and they go see their friends, and they go to the game and they put on their stuff and they go to the game and they cheer for their team, and the game ends. And you know what? They got another week starting on Monday. They got to get back to wherever they're from and get ready for the week. Someone's got to run to the H-E-B or Publix or Kroger or Winn-Dixie or Piggly Wiggly or whatever the hell, and get their stuff for the week. Got to get the schedule ready. Little Johnny's got baseball or football or soccer or basketball, and little Jenny's got her stuff. Everybody's got stuff. People just don't think about all this stuff all the time, and they go to the games and they cheer for their team, and they're not thinking about how much the quarterback's making. There's a segment that does, and those people are so competitive, and it means so much to them that
they don't care.
They don't care. So I don't think. I think we in the media make more of this than we should, and I also think fans don't give a damn about the player, whether they know the players or not. I think they have. I give college fans credit. They have completely adapted to a transactional environment, and I think they're cool with it. I really do.
As long as their teams are winning.
I mean, yeah, but it's always been that way. I mean, if you go back in time to a non-transactional era, when teams started losing, fans stopped going. You're not going to get in the car and drive up to Auburn if the Tigers are 4-8. You'll easily find another reason to do it. Maybe you'll go to the Iron Bowl, but you're not getting up in the middle of November and going to the Wofford game. It's not. And so, but if you're winning, you are.
Yeah.
Look at baseball. Who's winning the attendance races? The teams that are winning.
I don't know. The Braves look. We talked about this the other day, but I think attendance is way down in baseball. It's about to be way down to 0.
But I mean, that's just. I don't know. I think college fans, for the most part, have been like, all right, cool. I'll figure out who the players are at some point if it matters.
All right, Neal, we're going to finish up with this. I'll be interested in the chat's opinion too. I got chats going, but we got some people over McCready Siskey watching. How about that? Got a few over there. How you guys doing? But most everybody's obviously on MPW. Can anyone, including you, Neal, can anyone paint a picture to me that includes Notre Dame and Texas Tech not being in the playoffs?
Well, we'll pull up the Notre Dame schedule, because if they can get to 10-2, they're in.
I can't do it.
Can I find them 3 losable football games?
I can't find a way that Texas Tech and Notre Dame are not in the playoffs.
They'll beat Wisconsin. They'll beat Rice. They'll beat Michigan State. They'll beat Purdue. They'll beat North Carolina. They'll beat Stanford. 6-0. I guess it is conceivable they could lose to BYU in Provo.
Okay.
They'll beat Navy. They could lose to Miami at home.
Yep.
They'll beat Boston College. I guess it is conceivable that they could lose to SMU at home on November the 21st, and they'll beat Syracuse. So the only path would be if they lost to BYU, Miami, and SMU. So you asked for a path.
That's the only path, right?
That's it. Is how realistic that they lose all three of those games? Not very. I would think. Yeah, I'll ask Claude.
Oh, you like Claude?
Mm-hmm.
Look at you turning into AI guy over there. What are you going to ask Claude? We got to know your prompts. What are we asking?
Claude, what is the percentage likelihood that Notre Dame football this season loses? Where were the games? At BYU.
At BYU. They got Miami at home, and then SMU, I don't know where it's at.
And at home, it was in South Bend.
Okay.
And at home to both Miami and SMU.
What's Claude got to say?
Claude's working on it.
He's thinking. He's computing.
He is thinking now.
Okay.
Now he is searching the web.
Okay. Play by play.
Claude is still searching the web. He is still searching the web. He's thinking again. Now he's back to searching the web.
Oh, Claude.
Well, I asked for something. He's giving me some. He's doing some work.
He's putting some thought into it.
He's going to give me. I'm asking for a statistical number. He's still thinking. He's now been thinking. Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go. Drum roll, please.
All right, here we go. Using ESPN's FPI-based win probabilities for each matchup, Notre Dame is projected around 76% to beat BYU, 70.6% to beat Miami, and 89.5% to beat SMU. That means the implied loss probabilities are roughly 24% at BYU, 29.4 versus Miami, and 10.5 versus SMU. Multiplying those together gives
I feel like you're reading
roughly a 1 in
words
1.
I cannot say.
A 1 in 135 shot.
Okay.
He says two caveats worth flagging. First, these are current projection numbers from August before a snap has been played. More than fair. Second, treating the three games as fully independent probably understates the real odds slightly, since a bad loss at BYU would reflect something structurally wrong with the team. It's good. That's a very good point. Would make the Miami and SMU losses somewhat more likely too, not less. So think of 0.7 as a reasonable floor rather than a precise forecast.
I was about to say 0.7. So
the true number is probably a bit higher once you account for that correlation, but still very unlikely.
So about 0.7% that they don't get in the playoffs.
Claude is saying is probably a little more than 0.7. So
if I told you with 99.3% probability that they get in the playoffs, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good start.
That's a pretty good floor.
So if you're starting, so this is a message to the listeners. If you are starting to do your bracket and you don't put Notre Dame in the bracket, you are, according to Claude, on August the 10th, you are about 99.3% accurate if you put them in there. 0.7%.
By the way, we're doing the debate. I use Chat GPT a little bit too. I just kind of like Claude. It's fun. I don't do a lot with AI because you have to be careful with it, I think. And I don't know. I'm old. What difference does it make?
All right, Neal, let's do.
What's the next one?
Texas Tech. These are the two. I don't know how they're not in there.
All right. Texas Tech football schedule 2026. Here we go. Again, now, all right. Now, unlike Notre Dame at 10-2 is a lock.
Okay.
Lock. They're not going to F Notre Dame.
Do we agree that Texas Tech, even if they don't win the title game, if they get to 11 wins, they're
yes.
Okay,
so I was going to say 11. So what I was going to say is, what are the odds of Texas Tech
losing two?
Okay,
go ahead.
So here are the games. Abilene Christian, that ain't happening. Oregon State, not happening. Houston, Sam Houston, at Colorado, home against Arizona State, at Cincinnati. I mean, my God. Home versus Arizona, home versus West Virginia, at Oklahoma State, at Baylor, home against TCU.
Just find 2 in there that you think. Where's the West Virginia game at?
It's in Lubbock. So that's not happening.
What about Arizona State?
Lubbock.
Houston?
Lubbock.
Ooh.
They go to Oklahoma State. They suck. They go to Baylor. It's not happening. Dude, they're not losing a game.
All right.
Now, if you're the SEC, you go, okay, cool. Let them win it. Now, that's when you watch the Big 12 championship game and you are like, guns up, bitches. Like, you guys, you're 12-0. Go run this thing. Guns up.
All right,
so suddenly Texas and Texas A&M people who would normally make fun of Texas Tech are like, hey, let's put that to bed for one day.
Do a claw probability on losing to Houston and to West Virginia. Okay. Because I think both of them are going to be pretty good.
Claude.
That'd be interesting to see. I think because really the only question while you're doing that, the only question that anybody really has is, Will Hammond coming back from injury. Now that they don't have Sorsby, but I mean, shit, he's been fine when he's played if he's healthy.
Tech loses
Houston
at home to both Houston
and West Virginia. Because if they get to 11-1, they're in. They're not going to keep an 11-1 Texas Tech out, regardless of who they play. If you look at the ESPN schedules or whatever they do preseason, they have the easiest schedule in the Power Four.
And this is why, if you're the SEC, you have to fight so hard about the 24 thing. We have to have concessions because we're about to get screwed this year, and you've got to get some concessions ahead of time.
That's where I think Sankey's in a tough spot.
I do too. Yeah,
because I understand what he's fighting, but at the same time, that's why I also think the College Football Playoff Committee is made up of other conferences, and they're using this as a leverage point to get them to 24.
Well, people hate the SEC.
Yeah.
And right now they're mad at the SEC because they're fighting the 24. And the Big Ten's won the last 3 national championships. And the SEC spent a lot of time saying it's all about titles until it wasn't.
Yep. I agree.
And the SEC does it just means more, which is obnoxious, frankly. And the rest of the country goes, well, if it means so much more, how come you're not winning?
All right, what's McCloud? The Claude's still thinking?
He's still working.
Is the number so small he's having a tough time figuring it out?
My guess is he's still having to really work it.
Have you fried with this question? Have you even fried Claude on this question? But no, I think they're going to both be really good. I think Houston and West Virginia both will be good. Now, Texas Tech is just, they hit their roster, the 20 not counting the quarterback are just elite. And I think Hammond's more than capable quarterback.
We may have finally broken Claude. The number might be so small. The number here on what are the odds that they actually lose twice might be so small that Claude's like,
come on, dog. What are you asking me?
Well, and Claude's also probably thinking, this guy I'm talking to went to ULM. He's not going to understand this number. All right, here we go.
Oh, we got a number. Can I guess? I'm going to say it's 99.93.
For the Houston game, ESPN's analytics give Texas Tech an 86.8% win probability, meaning a 13.2% chance of losing. The West Virginia game doesn't have a published game-specific line or win probability yet. He says, but I can ground an estimate. Power ratings, blah, blah, blah. Tech makes Tech a 24.5, 15 to 20 point favorite.
Okay.
So 85 to 90% likelihood that they win the game. Multiplying the 2 loss probabilities, again, treating them as independent, which is a simplification, roughly 0.132 times 0.125 equals 1.7%, or about a 1 in 60 shot.
Oh, so
that Tech drops both home games. Same caveats to Notre Dame apply.
I guess so. You get my point. I don't see how. I mean, those are 2 teams that I think if they get that, I don't know how you don't have. I mean,
no, of
so
course.
now, and then you got, all right, so hear me out here.
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Texas Tech.
Yeah. Well, now you have to, again, you have to hope Texas Tech wins the Big 12. And the Big 12 is a one-bid league.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
All right. G6.
Yeah. That's the joke.
If Texas Tech doesn't win, if they lose that game, then you got another Big 12 spot.
See, this bugs me about my field is that we'll get upset about Enos Cantor wanting to play in the WNBA, but we won't get upset about Tulane in the damn tournament. Both are completely fake.
I like my Tulane Green Wave. I'm glad they were there.
You for Enos playing in the tournament in the WNBA?
Oh, yeah, we're off YouTube anyway.
He said he's a woman.
Can I tell you something? At this point, I'm sorry, Mom. All right, here's where I'm at. So basically, long story short, put Notre Dame, put Texas Tech in there. There's not going to be many spots left. All right, SEC is going to have a tough time getting a 10. Shout out the Big Ten. And ACC is going to have the same thing, by the way. You better hope that somebody runs the table there, too.
Yes, you do. You're hoping Miami runs the table. That's what you hope. That's probably the one team in that league capable of running the table, and you hope they do it.
And just to remind everybody, Miami hasn't won a conference title game since they've been in the ACC. Hasn't won a conference title. So they all, they get there, but like there's other teams that win it. All right.
So you start doing the math. You go, you go Notre Dame's in, G6 is in, you're down to 10. So ACC gets 2, you're down to 8. It's where we said it would be.
Yep. Start numbers, math. Don't start.
And now you're doing the.
All right, we'll finish with this. Now that you brought it up, I don't know what your feed is like or anybody else's feed. When was the last time you opened up Twitter or X or whatever you watched in the chat question too, and you saw like, hey, such and such with a buzzer beater to beat the Fever, beat the what's another name?
Lynx.
The Lynx.
Mm-hmm.
What a great game.
Mm-mm.
I haven't seen a single post about actual basketball when it comes to the WNBA in years. Everything's so freaking political. Okay? And I've said this on the show.
It's their fault.
Y'all know my thing here.
It's their fault.
If you're new here, if you're listening to this and you're new here, I apologize. There's just some things I don't do well in life, okay? I don't do boneless chicken wings, Neal. Those are called chicken nuggets. Okay, so if you go to a wing place and you order boneless chicken wings, I can't do that. I feel like every time you say, I'd like the boneless wings, please, I think my testosterone count, I'm 48, I think my testosterone count drops by 50. Okay, when you go out and you see people, they're like, hey, you want another beer? And they hand you a seltzer. No, seltzers aren't beer. A hot dog is not a sandwich. Okay, we don't do that. The other thing we don't do, Neal, is, by God, we don't put tampons in men's restrooms. That's just not where they go. Okay, we don't drive Subarus. We don't have blue hair. We don't do none of that. We don't wear a mask in our car driving by ourselves. There's just some things you don't do.
Mm-hmm.
Just YouTube. I'd be dead and going on TikTok. Okay, but here's the thing.
TikTok would be unhappy with you right now.
Oh yeah, you're gone. You're gone. If this makes me crazy, so be it. I don't care. Because it's common fucking sense, and it drives me crazy. Sorry about the F word, Mom. All right, but here's the thing that drives me crazy is why are all the people, like, find a male. Why are males out here that, like, everybody's trying to defend you. Everybody's trying to make the WNBA. We're trying to help you. We're trying to help you.
They don't want to be helped.
And then it's like, oh, no, I think that would be great. I think that'd be great. We're all inclusive. Like nobody's like, if you want to wake up and call yourself a lion, okay, that doesn't change. Cool. I'm not going to treat you any different. Probably want to hang out with you, but I'm not going to go.
Right, sure.
I'm not going to be mean to you and all that stuff. Just want to hang out with you. But that's just because I'm a dog person. I don't like cats and lions and tigers and shit. Whatever you want to be, cool. Do your thing. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now you got.
I mean, I like lions fine. I just don't want one as a pet.
Right. But here's the thing.
Feels like a lot.
It's like I see all these like coaches and people are like, yeah, well, we should have. Here's where I'm at. By God, let them play. I think what was it? Clay Travis came out and said he was going to have the Nashville Balls. It was going to be a team.
Yeah.
I think they should do that. If it's not a big deal, here's what you should do. I think somebody should go out, get a team, and get nothing but dudes and let them just freaking dunk on you. Okay, I told my kids this story last night at the dinner table. This is what we talk about at dinner. Awesome. When I was in 7th grade, right? When I was in 7th grade, we had this dude that was.
This is the great part of my life is that none of the people that, like last night, the people at my dinner table have no idea about any of this.
Well, I got boys, right?
Yes.
So when I was in 7th grade, Okay, we're coming up, starting middle school and all that stuff. We had this dude that was really good at basketball. His name was Tommy Temple. Shout out Tommy. Hope you're doing well. All right, Tommy Temple. And we were and this is where you like used to go to church and like play hoops and stuff. And we're in 7th grade. Okay, he was the best basketball player in 7th grade. Okay, well, there was also a girl that went to our church. It was like a all conference shooting guard at Jacksonville State.
Mm-hmm.
And she challenged him in a one-on-one contest. They played to 21. They played twice because the first time they were playing with the men's ball or whatever, he beat her 21-3.
Okay.
He's in 7th grade, and she was an all-conference player at Jacksonville State. Beat her 21-3. Okay.
Okay.
And she's like, "Oh, that's because we're playing with the men's blah, blah, blah." So he rolled out the ladies' ball. He beat her 21-0. It was make it, take it. She never touched the ball. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Because the WNBA has painted itself into a corner with a segment of its fan base. There's a simple fix for them.
What segment? I mean,
the vocal segment.
God almighty.
The vocal segment.
Like, who's for this? I literally got to know.
Nobody's for it. Again, I'm trying to answer your question.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm just very passionate about this.
The answer to your question is the WNBA could make this go away with one statement. They could say pro sports are not meant to be inclusive. There are rules, and that this is a league that is meant for women. The problem, the moment you do that, is someone goes, "Okay, well, you've been saying that you don't know what the definition of woman is." And the definition of a woman is a person who is born female biologically. They won't do that because that politically alienates them. And so they have created an environment where Enos Kanter, and I think it's Royce O'Neal, and I'm sure there will be some others, have said things as ludicrous on the surface as, "I identify as a woman as it pertains to basketball."
Why not?
So if you think about that sentence, it's absurd. But the WNBA is literally having to spend committee meetings and stuff. What do we do? What do we do? Well, what you do is very simple. You admit out loud that you've been idiots. And you go, "Hey, this is a league that is meant for biological women." Now, their other problem is that the league sucked in the public realm for a long time. Forget the quality of basketball. Nobody cared. Along comes Caitlin Clark,
mm-hmm.
and then Sophie Cunningham.
And Angel Reese. Very popular.
Yes. And you bring, suddenly, young girls all over the country want to go watch these people play. Because they see people that they're like, "Oh, Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham." Well, the league, a lot of the people in the league are very bitter at these people instead of going, "My God, this is the gravy train. This is the Magic and Larry of the WNBA in the late 1970s. Yeah. Let's hop on, all aboard, choo-choo." Nope. They try to kill her. I mean, it's insane. And so it's a dumb league run by dumb people. They're putting ideology in front of capitalism. Most of these people they're insane. And so when Clay Travis does the stuff he does, which is hilarious, with the Nashville balls and all that stuff.
Shit was funny.
It's funny, and
true at the same time.
For them to make him go away, they have to go, "You know what? You're right. We're wrong. We know it. We're going to fix it."
They'll never do that.
And they're not going to do that because politically they would lose so much with their loud people. The coach of, the Indiana Fever, Sophie Cunningham, gets clotheslined, knocked to the ground. The player gets ejected, goes to the locker room and gets on Threads and calls it white privilege. And the coach for the Indiana Fever, given an opportunity to defend her player, defends the other player who clotheslined her. The political ideology above all else. And when you have people that do that, you have people that 6 years after a, quote, pandemic will still wear a mask in the airport because it's the uniform of virtue. There you go. There's your answer. You wanted an answer? There's your answer.
Hey, we don't do well when we both get pissed off.
I'm not even pissed off. I think it's funny. And so now they have two choices. They can either let Enos Kanter make a complete joke of their league by going out and scoring. And Enos Kanter, for those who don't follow the NBA, was once a first-round pick. He played for Portland, Oklahoma City, a couple other teams. He was a decent NBA player. Had a decent NBA career. He's 7 feet tall. I would venture to guess Enes Kanter weighs 250. Enes Kanter, if he tried hard in a WNBA game, would go for at least 50 points, at least 20 boards, and assuming that people got to the paint, he would block every shot. Now, does he really want to play in the WNBA? I highly doubt it. But that's where we are. They've allowed themselves to get painted into this corner.
Well, like that's where I'm like, hey, let them play. All right. Hey, you get what you wish for. Like that's the only thing that's going there goes, man, this probably wasn't a good idea. Like they got to go out and be publicly humiliated to a point to where like, hey, we're going to stop drafting the great college players. We're going to go out and get a bunch of dudes that identify as women's basketball players. That's what we're going to do. Like that's the dumbest, like where I get frustrated more than anything, this is probably, and then this is where I get all the shit about it, and I don't care. That's nothing. I don't care. That's a great part of where I'm at with my career is I don't care. Do you know how many people think exactly like you and I do?
I mean, most.
And they don't say a damn word. You're just as guilty.
We're idiots for sitting here doing it, frankly. But it's. But you asked a question. And
We'll ask the
question.
HR department when we leave.
That's true. That's one of the kids. That's true.
That's what I always say. He's like, hey, you want to call the HR department? Here it is. And then give them my phone number.
Well, in the event that they tell you this was a car wreck, what would they tell you to go do?
Let me tell you what would happen, Neal. They say, you know what? This is a disaster. Disaster of many proportions. To the point is it looks like a car just ran straight into a train. And that's all that was left. Well, you know what you can do when you run that car straight into a train? You give my man Don Jr. and Matthew Thompson a call down at the best in the heart of Saraland, Alabama. That's right. In the heart of Saraland, Alabama.
Right there in
and you're
downtown.
like, where's the heart of Saraland, Alabama? It's right there on I-65, exit 13. You can go to Thompson's Paint and Body Shop. And what's located at Thompson's Paint and Body Shop? It is Don Jr. and Matthew Thompson. They have been dealing with customers just like you're their neighbor for over 35 years. Like big box chains, they're chasing numbers and doing all this stuff and really not taking care of you. I went through that shit this weekend too. Not with my car, but with contacts. They treat you just like family. So you give Don Jr., you give Matthew Thompson a call. You give him a call at area code 251-675-0884. That's 251-675-0884. It doesn't matter where you're located. You're going to say, hey, I ran this car on a train. You're going to say, bring it down. We'll take care of you. And they will get you back on the road in no time. So go to thompsonsbodyshop.com. You can check them out on Facebook. Or like I said, give them a call at area code 251-675-0884, which we didn't talk about a lot today. But agents, okay, dealt with a lot of this in Nashville, by the way. I didn't tell you this privately, but the amount of agents that were in Nashville at the personnel symposium was astonishing.
I'm sure.
No, I mean like crazy.
I would assume, yeah.
Crazy amount of agents. And you saw everybody from CAA to whoever, right? But if you're looking right now, the agent world is all over the place. And if you're a parent or a coach or you need somebody to get real advice from, make sure you get in touch with Jeff Hoffman at DM him on Instagram at Jeff Hoffman Sports. Jeff's been dealing, he's been in Forbes, ESPN, Sports Business Journal. He's one of the best out there in actual NIL, like real NIL, and he takes care of the clients and also charges a normal low price instead of charging all this other stuff. But make sure you get in with Jeff Hoffman Sports on Instagram and tell him I sent you, and then he will get you taken care of and get you on the right path to where you do not get taken advantage of. Because I was talking to somebody else about this the other day, is about the amount of, and you feel bad, but some of it's so predatory in this agent world where you got local people trying to, I got a relationship, and then they just take a huge abnormal amount of percentage. And the biggest issue going, and this is why Jeff's so good, is they don't, like a lot of these agents are so focused on themselves, and so they always go the highest number, not necessarily the best situation for the kid, and so they skew those negotiations like that. So make sure you go to at Jeff Hoffman Sports on Instagram. How about that?
There you go. And as always, we've been brought to you by our friends at Rain Total Body Fuel. 300 milligrams, natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits and achieve all of your goals. Check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more. For Tyler Siskey.
Make sure you go to McCready and Siskey on YouTube and hit the subscribe button.
For Tyler Siskey, I'm Neal McCready. See you Thursday. Take care.